Welcome to the Gridiron Goons bonus episode that you're seeing on Monday. If you're one of our listeners that likes to listen to the Saturday episode on Monday, looks like you got a little bit extra goons for you. I'm with Preacher.
What up?
I'm with Sean.
Hello.
We're here talking about some college. We got us a little surprise at the end of this episode, but we would like to get into the college football playoffs. These guys love college. Preacher's even changing his shirt about it.
Right.
Preacher.
Hey,
So,
I love my Ohio State Buckeyes. Man.
ugh. So here's the thing, is we're going to get into this. I'm not going to really know what's going on. I'm just going to kind of let them roll, and we're going to see what happens. Right, Sean?
High tide.
Let's
That
go.
commercial's awesome. Well, this is a bonus episode, of course. We have the college football playoffs. Quarterfinals are playing Tuesday night and Wednesday during the day. But we wanted to break down the first round. Clemson came back in the back half in the fourth quarter to kind of challenge Texas and still lost. The Indiana Bowl between Notre Dame and Indiana. Coach Cignetti, in his first year at Indiana.
That's a hell of a job.
What an awesome kind of story for them, but definitely didn't help throwing that pick and then having that 99-yard run. Kind of felt like if things would have went their way, maybe it would have been a little bit closer. SMU had no business playing in Penn State.
No.
Just should have no business been there. And then the game I got to go to as an Ohio State fan, the Tennessee-Ohio State game. Ohio State absolutely rolled Tennessee, which I kind of figured would happen. But let me tell you, my experience, so this is my first big-time game going to Ohio State. I've usually gone to, the Rutgers games or the games that are going to be blowouts. But this game was electric. Now, I don't know if it was because it was a night game, which
Hell yeah.
Big Ten, we never get night games anymore because of Fox. So, that was huge on its own. And then the fact that, you had an SEC school coming into town, which, man, I'll tell you what.
They came, too.
They came. Yeah, I would say it was about 70-30, 60-40
That's a pretty
Ohio
good
State.
turnout.
It really was. And I was talking to people when we were, going up the steps and stuff, and one of the father's sons that were there, he was 55, and he was saying they only played one time, and it was in the Citrus Bowl in '96, and he goes, I don't know if I'll ever be able to see this matchup ever again. He goes, it was 7 hours from home. He goes, we're coming, and I don't know if this was because Ohio State fans that hated them losing to Michigan sold their seats for cheap, but you would have thought that a playoff game, it would have cost me $500 a ticket. It only cost me $130 for my seats.
Not bad at all.
So
college football playoff game?
Yeah. So that's huge. And so I don't know if that kind of helped. It sounded like pre-sale for Ohio State ticket holders got leaked. Should have probably been a harder passcode to get in there. But, I'll say that the Tennessee fans, they were awesome. They're really good sports about, even with their team losing, they were really good sports about everything. A lot of them that I talked to were just excited to experience a game at Ohio Stadium, as historic as it is. That game was good. 21 points in the first quarter by Ohio State.
Nasty work.
That was nasty. Just an electric atmosphere. I really hope moving forward that, first off, I really wish Ohio State would get more night games just to make it even more electric. But I hope that moving forward in the playoffs after the contract gets done, that the first and the second round are home field advantages. I don't know. It would be an amazing sight to see being like January 1st in Columbus or in a northern team state. But anyhow, so that was first round. Now second round. Sean.
They got to keep throwing the Jeremiah Smith. It's
Dude.
a nasty man, dude.
Nasty. Just a freshman coming from Alabama transfer. Just nasty. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. I know. I don't want to get back on the first round, but the catches he made in the first quarter, especially the first drive down the field, that was absolutely nasty. It was good. It was so good. Go ahead.
No, they're traveling back to Eugene.
Well, no, it's Pasadena, but...
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're
It's the
playing
Rose.
Oregon.
But, I mean, it should be probably... And you would think Oregon would probably have a good turnout there. Ohio State seems to travel well to that game anyhow.
And they only lost by one.
They did. So that game is on January 1st at 5 o'clock. The New Year's Eve game, Penn State, Boise State.
Yes.
I think in this game, Ashton Genty should have a good game, but Penn State's defense, they're no slouch either.
Their run defense is tough.
If they can stop Ashton Genty, will it provide the ability for Drew Allard and that Penn State offense to capitalize on opportunities? I think a lot of people are, going to pick Penn State in this one. Penn State's an 11-point spread on this one. And I don't know if that's maybe a little bit too much, but that's kind of a huge, huge game for them.
Yes.
And that's obviously on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Day, so you have the 1 o'clock game time, which Texas, Arizona State.
New Year's Day is the day.
We'll get through the rest of these matchups, and then we'll talk about the New Year's, the seeding and
Why
everything.
is it in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day?
Well,
everyone's off.
Yeah. So
I'm not.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we
Wednesday.
Yeah, but you said New Year's Eve was one of them.
Well, yeah. So New Year's Eve is traditionally like a night game. So they're playing the bowl games. So bowl games are always on a specific either day or a specific time. Like the Rose Bowl is always like a 4 o'clock or a 5 o'clock game time on New Year's Day. And then the Fiesta Bowl, so it's usually like the Fiesta Bowl or the Peach Bowl. They kind of rotate every year. The Fiesta Bowl is traditionally a New Year's Eve game, as long with the Peach Bowl. But it's kind of different this year. So the Fiesta Bowl is on New Year's Eve. Then you have the All-State Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Peach Bowl. They kind of are the New Year's Day games, the New Year's Six Bowl games. So it's kind of about tradition mixing with the newness of the college football playoffs.
Okay.
But so in the Peach Bowl, it's Texas, Arizona State. Texas is 13.5-point favorite on that one. We talked about Oregon, Ohio State game at 5 o'clock. Then the nightcap is Georgia, Notre Dame. Georgia coming into this game without Carson Beck, their quarterback the whole season. So that's going to be an interesting game. But I want to talk about a little bit about the seeding. Now, Evo, you don't really follow college ball at all. This is kind of foreign to you.
I'm gonna next season.
Okay.
We'll get into that later.
Okay. So this is the first year that the CFP has put a 12-team playoff.
Yes.
What is it last year?
It was 4 teams. It's been 4 since the initial start in 2014 when Ohio State made an awesome run for the national championship. But
and then it ended with Michigan winning the national championship.
They did last year. Good. Kudos.
Here we go.
Good job. Anyhow, so this is the first year of a 12-team playoff. Now, you would think 12 teams is a really good move to allow for more teams, more competitive teams to get.
Right.
Well, they had a bright idea, and they never probably thought of this outcome when they originally started the process. So the number 1 through 4 seed is a Big Four conference championship. So in the Big Four, it's the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC. So these are different leagues, different divisions.
Yeah, but the Big Ten's more like the Big 20 now.
Well, yes, but it's the Big Ten. I don't want to get into that weeds. Then there was a automatic qualifier for one of the non-Power 4 teams. Now,
like Notre Dame?
No, it would have been, in this case, it would have been Boise State, which is part of the Mountain West.
Yes.
So all this time basically it was always penciled in that the power or the non-Power 4 school would get the last place, would get the 12th seed.
Okay.
Well, the way things shook out this year, that was not the case. Now, Miami, the Hurricanes, which you've got some ideas on, they were in kind of that front runner for the ACC, and then they started losing some games. Kind of where it really shook up. Colorado, they were doing really good this year, and then they kind of got shaken up throughout the season. Yeah. So this is how it ended up becoming. So the 1 seed was Oregon. They beat Ohio State. They beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game. They got their number 1 seed. They're the only undefeated school in the country. Number 2 seed was Georgia. Georgia beat Texas in the SEC championship game, so they were number 2.
Harper, we're doing something.
Now the third. We stopping her?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this is like Saturday's episode.
Sorry, man.
Unprofessional.
We ball.
Boise State is the 3rd seed. Now, they were the group of 5 team, the non-Power 4 team. Their record was better than Clemson, which is the ACC championship.
Okay.
So that's why they were the 3 seed. Now, Arizona State, Big 12 champion, their record better than the ACC championship Clemson team. So they got the 4th seed. So we have teams that really, I would say they don't deserve to be in the top 4 seed because they weren't the 4 best teams. But the way the letter of the law is, that's where they are. So that's why we had some of these huge blowouts in the first round. Because realistically, you would have had Ohio State would have probably gotten one of those top 4 slots, or maybe not, but it would have been like Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State would have been one of those 2 other teams in that 3 and 4 slot. So that's kind of where we got to where we are now. And I say that because the number 1 team in the country should have some type of advantage. There should be some incentive for the number 1 team to have I wouldn't say like a cakewalk into the semifinals of the national championship, but to at least have a favorable matchup in their first game. And that's not the case because they have to play Ohio State. And if it was Tennessee that won, they would have to play Tennessee. So you're telling me that Texas had to play Clemson, which was a favorable matchup in round 1, gets a favorable matchup against Arizona State in round 2. So then if they win the quarterfinals, they're playing the winner of Ohio State or Oregon, which you would think that Oregon would have that favorable matchup, but they don't.
They don't.
Now, on the bottom side of the bracket here, you have Notre Dame going against Georgia. Now, I would say that I think Georgia, in theory, should win this game, but it should be a very close game. I ultimately, it's going to be a toss-up. But I really think that Notre Dame should have been the 3rd team. Should have been the 3rd seed. I think even though they lost to, Northern Illinois at the beginning of the year, they've proven throughout the season that they had a really good team. And I think you could have gave them that 3 seed if it wasn't based on conference championship gets a bye. But anyhow, so Boise State and Penn State play, which Penn State, granted, 11.5 point favorite it could be a good game, but in reality, it's probably a huge favorite for Penn State.
Yeah,
so they
sure.
had an easy game in round 1, an easy game in round 2, assuming this, and then they're going to go to the quarter.
They
the
definitely have
semifinal.
an easier
Right.
path.
So let's give our picks for this, right? Let's go.
I ain't even gonna give picks, and I don't even know what the fuck's going
All
on.
right, so you have for Tuesday night, you have the 3-seed Boise State.
Let's go.
I'll take Genty.
You're going to take the upset in this one?
I'm taking Genty.
Okay.
Give me Drew Aller.
I don't know what that means.
He's going Penn State. You're going Boise State.
I'll never vote for something that says Nittany Lion on it. Nittany.
I always thought it was Nifty Lion.
What?
That's
For the
even worse,
longest time.
I think.
But
Anyway, give me Genty.
I'm going Penn State in this one. Let's go the 1 o'clock game on New Year's Day. Arizona State playing Texas in the Peach Bowl.
Hook 'em horns.
I'm taking the Sun Devils.
Whoa! Cam Scattaboo?
I am behind him. You're going to like him. You should
Yeah.
Google him.
Why?
You should look up Cam Scattaboo. He's a really
We'll
good
do
running
that
back.
at like a different time.
He might be my other pick other than Ashton Genty.
What is he? A quarterback?
No, running back.
Okay.
Then you have the 5 o'clock game, Oregon Ducks versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, this game is in a new... Harper!
Harp! We're kind of doing something.
Come on, Harper. This game was a close game last time in Oregon. I expect this game to be really, really good. Now, if the Ohio State team that played Tennessee last week is the team that shows up in this game, I think we are looking at the national championship favorite.
Wow.
So go ahead, give me the Buckeyes on this game.
Quack, quack,
Quack.
quack.
That's
quack,
okay.
quack.
I understand. Haters gonna hate. It's okay.
I'm not a hater.
And in the night game, you have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish playing the Georgia Bulldogs. And you know what they always say in Georgia, Evo?
Go dogs!
Yeah.
Sick 'em!
Ugh.
That shit's dope. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm taking Georgia.
I'm taking the Irish.
I'm going Georgia.
Have you
I got
backwards me every time?
I
or
got
no?
Notre Dame going
He
to the
has-
national championship
Whoa!
game.
Wow.
Notre Dame against the whack, whack, whack.
I think this year they finally break through that mold they've been getting, like how they get in. Everyone's always mad that they get in, then they get blown out the first round or
Okay.
the first game. I think they break through that wall this year.
No, Sean, we're not talking about your favorite team, but your favorite team has a big matchup against Alabama.
Yes.
How do you think that's going to go for your team? Sherrone Moore has got your squad together. They're doing better in the back half of the season. You did come off of a great win against, my Buckeyes in the game, and
Yes.
Harper! Chill.
God, Harper.
Grab that bone from her, please. I think
Harper, you got to chill.
Just
Harper.
come on.
Go.
I got Michigan.
Harper.
Does anyone know offhand if Milrose is he playing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ultimately, I got Michigan, but I got to do some research, see who's in, and see who's
Michigan's
sitting out.
versus Bama?
Yes.
Because I think because right now I think because we have four first round picks right now,
Yeah.
and I don't think any of them are playing.
Oh. People opt out in bowl games.
What?
Yes,
Yes.
For their future.
It's
I don't
been
like that.
a thing
Don't
that's
quit
been
on your
happening.
team, bro. Did Caleb do that? Caleb William?
he did not. He got kudos for playing.
Okay.
Yeah. I know you
respect
hate
him
the
a
guy.
tidbit more now. Just a tidbit.
Listen, I know
didn't
you hate
could
him,
opt out.
but you got to give the guy some credit.
Fuck
He at least
Caleb
played.
Williams. But I'll give you this
Jeez.
much.
Okay, man.
Hey, man.
Sean
We
started
know you
it,
hate
probably.
Okay, so we all know you don't really know college ball.
I don't know nothing about college.
But you're getting into the college sport, right?
I'm going to try my best. So, you're not going to be able to read this, but here on this piece of paper, we have something called Brandon's Bandwagons.
Oh.
I am going to completely hop on a bandwagon next season. Someone asked me, hey, what's your college team? And I'll tell them this. I just started. Complete bandwagon. Do not care. So prior to this, I am a Michigan State Spartan fan, kinda.
You just picked them.
Yeah, I just kind of picked. I didn't want to be a Michigan fan. Those fans suck. Ask Sean. I didn't want to be an Ohio State fan. Them fans suck. Ask Preacher. What? I'm not about it.
Why are the Jayhawks on there?
Because the bird. I'm not gonna lie, man. There's a whole lot of criteria going into this. Like I have the Oregon Ducks because they have the best uniforms of college football. That's the only reason why they're on my list, and that might make them win. You don't know. I'm going to just read down this list, okay? In alphabetical order, except for this one, so I'll try to just remember that. I added it last minute. Shut up.
You put them on there? You said you weren't.
Whoa.
So, we got the Alabama Crimson Tide.
High Tide.
Roll Tide,
High Tide.
roll.
High Tide.
We got the Arkansas Razorbacks. Okay?
Why them?
I don't know, because I know the team.
Their nickname's cool.
The Razorbacks? It was dope. Boise State, just because Genti goes there, and they have that dope-ass blue turf. So sick. Cal, the Golden Bears.
Outside of Aaron Rodgers, what
That's
are they
the only
relevant
thing
for?
I know about him. It's Aaron
Jared
Rodgers.
Goff, Marshawn Lynch.
Ew. Oh, okay. I like Marshawn. All right. So we got Clemson Tigers on
That's
there.
where Touchdown Jesus went to.
Dabo Sweeney, yes.
Who?
Dabo's their coach.
Whatever, man. I got the Colorado Buffaloes because, Coach Prime. And they got some dope-ass unis over there, too.
Oh.
Let's see. Florida Gators because the Chomp is completely awesome. Florida State Seminoles because the Chop. So there's the Chomp and the Chop. Love them both. Georgia Bulldogs because who's that coming down the track?
Who's that coming down the track?
We're not doing the whole thing, but kick ass, bro. The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors because who wouldn't want to play a game in Hawaii? Like, hell yeah. I got the Iowa Hawkeyes because tight end you. I got the Kansas City Jayhawks because their mascot's cool. Not even going to lie. LSU Tigers because they are wide receiver university. Dope-ass color scheme. And the best receivers in the league literally went there, all of them. So it's kind of nuts. Miami Hurricanes because Warren Sapp went there. The U. Let's see here. We got
That's the only time they were relevant, though.
I don't care.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Michigan Wolverines because, I got to at least show a little bit of love, Michigan State Spartans are also on my list, so I might keep my current team. We don't know yet.
Okay.
I got the Ohio State and Buckeyes. I got the Oklahoma Boomer Sooners because that's cool. I like that. Oh, I forgot to add the Notre Dame in there before the...
Oh.
Whoops! Notre Dame, the Fighting
Fighting
Irish. I don't think I can do that, but we'll see what happens. You never know. The Oregon Ducks, because, the unis, like I said earlier. Penn State Nittany Lions, just because I knew their name.
Oh.
That's it. Purdue Boilermakers, because Allstott went there.
Oh, okay.
Mike Allstott. Tennessee Vols, because their black uniforms are absolute
They
gas.
do go fire.
Absolute gas.
I can tell you one thing: they were not singing Rocky Top in Ohio Stadium.
I bet they were in the beginning.
Oh right, yeah. Before kickoff they were, but afterwards definitely not.
And Vols, they're kind of like they're like a second favorite among my family. A lot of my family likes the Vols for some reason, and I don't
So does
really know
Ethan.
why. So, right?
He was probably crying.
Texas Longhorns because hook 'em horns. I like that. That's fun. Texas A&M because Mike Evan went there. UNC for Belichick.
Oh.
So I have 26 teams lined up, waiting to get cut. So I'd like you guys to battle it out to keep your guys' teams on my list before I make... Because I'm going to cut at least 2 teams this episode, and I'm going to cut it within the next 5 minutes.
Oh.
So, Preacher, you have 2 minutes, and Sean, you have 2 minutes. You guys can rock, paper, scissors for who goes first.
Sean, go first.
So,
all right, then.
I would hang on to Michigan. Did you see what we did this past with the recruiting?
No.
Bro, it's...
Was it the NIL deal that I hear about and Barstool Sports Guy or something like that?
What?
Okay.
Reigning national champions?
Not about to be.
No.
Is that all you got?
I can't work when Preacher's doing that.
What do you mean?
Spit it out, man.
I can't.
Try harder than that. Your team's on the line here. I mean it.
Anyhow, well, because Sean can't even go and
We'll come back to you.
We'll come back. Listen. So, we have Woody Hayes. We have Jim Tressel. We have Coach Urban Meyer. We have the Ohio State Marching Band. We are rich in tradition here at Ohio State. I know Ohio State's lost the past 4 years against Michigan, which doesn't look good. But
so funny.
we had like 10 years where we were beating up Michigan every single year, and it wasn't even close. And then you talk about Eddie George, 2-time Heisman. You talk about all the teams that we've produced in the 90s, 2000s, and up to today. We've brought Justin Fields, phenomenal quarterback this year.
That wasn't
Pittsburgh.
Eddie George, the 2-time Heisman winner.
What?
Are you about to let a Michigan
That was
fan?
Archie Griffin.
Oh, sorry. Archie Griffin, my bad. That is...
Bye-bye, Ohio State! You don't even know your own team! Oh, no!
Got him!
Bye-bye! All right, Sean, fight for your Wolverines right now!
Tom Brady.
No!
Charles Woodson.
I'll give you that one. I like Charles Woodson. That's it?
Just cut him, too, because he ain't got anything else.
You know what? You're not even fighting for your team. There goes the Michigan Wolverines. So, 26 down to 24 because I cut both your bum-ass teams, bro.
Any other teams getting cut today?
Fuck off my list.
I couldn't work under that pressure.
Listen, man. Just like Jake Moody can't work under pressure, and he is an ex-Michigan player, too.
Coach Harbaugh.
Booty like Moody.
Bo Schembechler. Lloyd Carr.
No one knows who Lloyd
Lloyd
Carr is.
Why don't you talk about Brady Hoke?
Stop. We don't go to that era.
Brady Hoke was the greatest
Or
era of
Rich
Michigan
Rod.
football.
All right, so why don't you guys try to look at my list and give me some ones that you like on my list? Because now, okay, let's put a little check mark by Notre Dame. So I need you guys to be as unbiased as possible because your biggest rival and your biggest rival are already off the table, right?
Yeah.
And you can't use Oregon as your rival because you're going up against them this week. That doesn't count.
Understandable.
So I gave some reasons on why I like both, and I don't care how dumb the reasons are.
Now, my question to you is, for your bandwagon, do you feel like recency success is a deal for you? Or?
Little bit.
Okay.
I want them to be good enough that I can talk shit,
Okay.
but I don't need them to be the reigning national champions
Well,
next year.
if that's the
Does
case,
that make sense?
I'd probably get rid of Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely get rid of the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, but I want to play in Hawaii.
Well,
They got to
I
last at least one more
understand
week.
that. I would probably get rid of Cal.
Texas A&M.
Mike Evan went
They've
there.
been
I can't
coming
get rid
on
of that
late
yet.
recently, though. They've been successful recently.
Mike Evan.
I would probably get rid of Purdue. They've been a laughingstock in the Big Ten.
Mike Allstott went there.
I get that, but still a laughingstock in the Big Ten.
So did Raheem Mostert.
So?
I would get rid of the Hurricanes. I know Warren Sapp
No,
went
Warren
there,
Sapp went there.
but
I like doing that, too.
Ray Lewis. Ed Reed.
Oh,
Sean
come
Taylor.
on. Then you're telling me some of the best defensive players in history came out of Miami?
Well, they haven't been relevant since then.
So?
I'm just
They're
saying.
from the U.
The last time the U was relevant was back in the 2000s.
You got to keep UNC for Belichick.
Well, especially for Belichick. He's going to turn that.
I'll keep him for a little while.
Are
Is
you
there any that you both agree that should be off my list right now? This second.
Yes, Kansas.
Kansas.
Okay, let's... Kansas, you're cut.
Hawaii.
Come on.
We gotta give him one more week.
Gotta give him one more.
Can we at least get rid of Purdue?
Mike Allstott went there.
Sean, can we at least get rid of
Aiden
Purdue?
O'Connell.
Okay.
Curtis Painter.
No, what's he paying?
T-Bag?
Yeah. You can get rid of him.
Get rid of Purdue?
Yes. Why ain't the Hoosiers on here?
Who?
Indiana Hoosiers?
I don't want to... No, I don't want nothing to do with...
Signetti and them are on the up and up. Remember, Signetti said, "You don't know who I am? Google me."
What about Wisconsin?
Yeah.
The Badgers?
Yeah.
That's where Josh Allen went.
Yeah, and...
No.
Oh.
No.
Where'd he go?
Wyoming.
Oh.
Hey,
I knew it was one of
Did
the
you-
W schools.
did you know that T-Pain built a mansion in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll take Purdue off.
Oh.
Oh,
You guys talked me into it.
Cal.
Aaron Rodgers went there. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in history.
Deshaun Jackson went there.
I like Deshaun Jackson.
Beast mode.
That's all Cal? Cal's got to stay at least another
No.
week for sure.
Cal's ass.
How many teams do we got to cut this week?
Yeah.
Let's knock it down to 20. We're at 22 right now.
Okay.
So, let me just say this. I don't think I can ever be what's called a Nittany Lion. So let's get rid of Penn State's bitch ass.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Micah Parsons?
Okay. We got one more to get rid of, boys. Can I... We're not getting rid of Bama. That's for sure. That's going to stay for a while.
Arkansas?
Yeah, but the Razorback sounds cool as hell.
What about Boise State? I know they got a cool field, but...
Is Genty going to be there next year? Maybe.
No.
How do you know?
No.
He doesn't...
No.
Okay. What about anybody else? I got all these teams lined up.
What about...
Get rid of the Spartans.
I can't do that.
Get rid of the Hawkeyes.
We'll get,
Tight end you?
that's tight end you.
Oh. Get rid of Georgia.
Yes.
I'm not getting rid of Georgia. I like their chant too much.
What about the Gators?
I like the chomp too much.
DJ Lagway.
I don't know what that means.
What about Coach Prime?
What about him?
Well, get rid of
I
him.
kind of really like the Buffaloes right now. I'll
Oh.
be completely honest.
Okay. Clemson.
No, Dabo.
I don't even know what that means. That's that running back.
Only thing they got was touchdown Jesus. They
Deshaun Watson. Nuke Hopkins.
That's what you're gonna lead is
T.
Deshaun
Higgins?
Watson. He literally
Travis
said Deshaun
Etienne?
Watson, dude. You know you got to cut that team right now.
All
Just
right.
like the Browns.
But it's not the same Watson. When he was there, he won a national
No, I
title.
understand, but that's still Deshaun Watson, man. You got to get rid of him.
And where's that, Clemson?
Yeah.
Oh.
We ball. Bye, Clemson.
That's right.
We're down to 20. We'll update you on who is left next Monday for another bonus episode. Because since Thursday Night Football is over,
Oh.
we are going to be changing the release dates for Friday, all playoff long,
Oh.
including
that you-
the Super Bowl.
Well, and then they don't have to listen on Monday because they can
Correct.
get it on Friday.
Yep, you'll get it on Friday.
And let's not forget, Raw's moving to Netflix.
That's true.
It's true.
Good job.
Good job.
We got 20 teams left on Brandon's bandwagon list. We will see what happens next week. Anyway,
Well, I'm Preacher. Buckeyes are going to beat Oregon.
Sean O'Mac.
and this is Brandon, and that's us, the Gridiron Goons, at the Gridiron Goons Studios. And always remember, if you don't have a college team, fucking bandwagon one. Why not? This is your week.